Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 6 of my creative podcast, the PiaKnits. My name is Mariam and I am a classical piano teacher, but I have a passion for sewing, for hat making and most of all a passion for knitting. So in this podcast I want to talk to you about my creative projects and share some tips and inspiration. I must say that I will mention the materials because we can learn from each other, but I am not sponsored. All the materials that I work with, I buy my materials myself. So anyhow, thank you for keeping me company by watching my episode. So for today I want to talk to you about three knitting projects. And in my previous episode, I showed you already the finished sweater that I knitted for my little grandson Felix, who lives in Sweden. And I have finished the matching scarf that I made with the leftover yarns that I had still left over from knitting the sweater. But before I sent it to Sweden, I wanted to show it to you, the two finished products together. So this is the sweater for Felix, my grandson, with colored stripes that I showed you last episode already, finished. And now I finished the matching scarf. As you can see, it will be perfect with the sweater. In previous episode I talked about the little contrasting threads that you can see in the purl column, because I have knitted the 2 knit 2 purl 2 knit 2 purl 2 by 2 rib, and in the purl column, when you change colors, you can see this little contrasting thread of yarn. But if you knit at the right side of the material, the first row in contrasting color, only knit and no purl stitch, you avoid to see this little thread. So you can see the difference here, yeah. And if you compare with this, you can see here this little contrasting piece of yarn. And when I finished the scarf by also blocking slightly I mean, and what I can see that the parts where I knitted 2 knit 2 purl 2 knit 2 purl, they are a little bit smaller than the colored stripes where I had to knit one completely knit row. And I think it is a nice effect because you get a little bit of a wave, as you can see. Here it is a bit smaller, with the stripes it's a bit wider. Voila! So this is finished, and it is for next autumn or winter for Felix, my grandson, and I hope that it will still fit, because he is now 17 months young and almost 1 year and a half, and he's growing fast. So this is the combination of the sweater with matching scarf. Yeah, it's so nice to do that. When you knit yourself, you have always leftovers and you can do combinations of, and then you make a matching set. So I hope he likes it. So this was my first project. The second project is a pair of slippers, and I found the pattern on Ravelry, the website ravelry.com, and I will say the pattern is Simple Garter Stitch Slippers by Hanna Levaniemi. I don't know if I pronounce this correctly, but I will mention this in the description below my video. It is a free pattern, so if you would like to knit the slippers, you can find the pattern on Ravelry. I will show you the first slipper that I finished, and this is it. I have knitted with a yarn from this company, Anel, and the yarn is called Fjord Fine. It is made of 50% wool and 50% acrylic, and I held together two strands of yarn, one color in grey and a color of blue, and I knitted the garter stitch with the two yarns held together. It is not a difficult pattern to knit. You can knit it on 2 needles. You don't have to knit it in a round. I will show you the result of the piece that you knit with 2 needles, flat. It is worked flat. You start here, continue according to the pattern, and then for the toe you make the decreases, and at the end 3 needle bind off. But everything is well explained in the free pattern, I must say. To finish the slipper, you close the back, and starting at the toe with a crochet hook, you close the top seam about, I think maybe 20 or 18 or 20 centimeters, but since the back seam is closed already, you can put on the slipper on your own feet and see how many centimeters you have to close the top seam so that the slipper fits well on your feet. And that was not difficult to do. So that is the result. This yarn is very soft. It is half wool, half acrylic. It's very soft, I can say. It's not itchy, really. On the website of Anel, it is mentioned that you can felt with the yarn, but I have not tested that yet. And since I did not have enough yarn to make a bigger slipper to felt, I have not tested it yet, because you never know how many, how much it will shrink when you do the process of felting. I'm happy. Slippers for autumn or winter, and next time I will have finished the second one and I will show you both slippers, finished slippers. So then the next project, and my last project for today, number 3, is a big project and a huge knitting challenge for me, I must say. But before I show you what is on my needles, I want to tell you how I got inspired and how I prepared myself for the job. So I watched by watching many podcasts, I have seen that a lot of knitters make sweater or a cardigan knitted in one piece in the round on circular knitting needles, and very often with exquisite color work in the yoke or at the cuff. Really wonderful. But I am used to knit with 2 needles, flat 2 needles with the working yarn, the knitting yarn, in my right hand. So if ever I wanted to make a garment for myself in this technique, I had no other choice to learn to knit with circular needles, and holding the working yarn in my left hand, because it is much more practical to do color work. So that is what I have been doing for more than 1 year, I guess now, practicing again and again, knitting with circular needles, with short double-pointed needles, in continental style, with the working yarn in the left hand. And because this technique, in all the podcasts that I have been watching, they recommend to work with 100% wool. So I have decided to make this first big project in wool, because I don't want to take any risk. And I have made my choice for this wool from Rauma Finul. And this wool is made in Norway. 100% wool. Rauma Finul. And I have made a choice for 2 colors, classical colors, because it is a big project and it is a long time since I have knitted a garment for myself, and I thought, okay, for now I take classical colors that will match with a lot of my other garments, other clothes. So these are the colors that I have chosen: dark blue and white, but I think you will see it better with the white here. White and dark blue. So, and now I will show you my project on my needles. And this is it. This is not a sweater, it is a cardigan that I want to knit with a button band in the mid of the front. I must say, this pattern you can buy on the website ravelry.com, and it is called Noordbakken cardigan, made by Scandier Knits. So it is not free, it is a pattern for sale. And I got it as a gift from my daughter. A gift from my daughter, and now I am knitting the cardigan. So as you see, there's a lot of stitches in the color work. You have to count 2 blue, 1 white, 3 white, 2 blue, etc. And going on and going on. It is really, you have to take your time and concentrate very well. It is almost a knitting meditation, but I like to do it. I will show you something else, because what is good in this technique, I have started at the neck, and I will knit it top down, completely in the round, in one piece. So this is the result. You get a kind of a circle. This is the round yoke on the shoulder, and you can put it on to see how it fits while you are working. That is really practical. I will show you. So, as you can see, this is the yoke on the shoulder, and I will show you the best way possible. As you can see, here in the middle you put on more stitches, extra stitches. It's called the stick stitches. And at the end of the process, if everything is knitted, you cut the front open to put the button band and the buttons, and you have a cardigan. So this is really a big adventure for me, because it's the very first time that I will do that. But in the following episodes I will tell you about my adventures. So I'm really thankful for the pattern. It is very clear written, and yeah, we will see how it will work out. So that is it for today. These are my 3 knitting projects that I wanted to show you. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. And in next episodes I will tell you everything that I experienced with knitting this top-down round yoke cardigan. And for now, I hope you have a very nice Sunday and a really good start of the new week. And maybe we see each other next time. Bye!